If I don't know you yet, hey, what's up, sissy? If I don't know you yet, I am a mom of 3. I live in Rhode Island. It's still not warm. It's nice out, but okay, I'm still taking scalding hot showers, and I can't wait to not take a scalding hot shower. Burn my skin off showers. And I'm home with the 3 kids, obviously. Due to quarantine, they're not going to school. So I have always built my business from home. I have been building my business from home for the last over 7 years. Been a stay-at-home mom now for 13 and a half years. And hi, guys. We're talking all things working from home. So any questions, you can drop it in the chat. So I've always built my business from home. Originally started that, made a decision to get serious about it a little over 7 years ago, I guess it's been now. My kids were really little at the time. They were 6, 3, 18 months, total chaos. It was insanity. And that's how I got started. Still doing my business now, going into my 8th year, seriously doing it, and still doing it from home like I always have. I love it. 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 It's my dream come true. It was always my dream to be my own boss, to make my own hours, to have my own business, and I wanted to do it on my time. And that's why I ever got started with this business, actually. I ended up losing weight. I ended up getting in the best shape of my life and all these other things. But that's actually why I started, was for the business. And I went to college, and even then, I'm like, God, I was so torn because, number one, I really wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and I wondered, would I regret not having a career? And 2, I also had that dream of being my own boss and having my own business. So this opportunity for me has achieved all the things I wanted. It's like, okay, I still get to be that stay-at-home mom, and I get to have this business. It's amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I can't say enough good things about it. But that being said, obviously it's not a cakewalk. It's not easy all the time. There's for sure challenges, still always has been, always will be, because that's life, right? And definitely goes along with business too. So specifically, my specialty is, I can definitely give ideas for anything really, but specifically, I'm definitely, if you're a mom and it's crazy town and you're also you want to build a business, maybe you've started already or you haven't started yet, like that's where I'm your girl, because that's my specialty, is building a business from home around insanity, chaos. And if you're wondering if it's possible, it is. It's possible. I'm not the only one that's done that. I actually have a whole team of moms that have done that as well. So I know that it works. I know that it's possible. You can do it too. And honestly, I have to say, it's actually easier now than ever before. I think about when I got started. I built it. Yeah, I built it from home, and how I did that was all through social media. So I actually did it in the dinosaur ages of social media. If you guys have questions, drop it in the chat. I'm going to go in and I'll answer all the questions, okay? Any questions about working from home, building a business from home. So I actually started in the dinosaur ages of social media. 7 years ago, there was no Insta stories. There was no live. Like, none of that was existing, okay? So when I think about at that time to have built my business, started with a goal of $500 a month, achieved that. Then I went to $1,000 a month, achieved that, kept going, became a top earner, still a top earner with the company, and doing it all through this dinosaur age of social media. So I love all the things that we have now. It's amazing. There's Insta stories, there's Facebook stories, there's regular Facebook, there's regular Instagram, there's TikTok, there's lives, there's a lot. I love it. And then at the same time, it can be super distracting and overwhelming, okay? So it's hard, yes, it's easier than ever, but it's also harder than ever because our attention is being pulled in all these different places. Where originally, like for me, in the dinosaur ages 7 years ago, it was kind of one platform, one area I could focus all my attention. And now it's 2020, baby, and we're in a lot of places. So that makes it different now. It also makes it more exciting, and it makes it that you can build a business even bigger, better, faster, easier than ever before. So thanks for joining, you guys. And so any questions you have, drop it in the chat, and I'm going to answer any questions about working from home, building a business from home, building a business on social media, anything I can do to help. We'll see how long I can go till my daughter's baking the brownies. We'll see what happens. Sip of our metabolism boosting tea. I drink it in this Bud Light glass, and it's not Bud Light, it's tea, iced tea. Okay, so that is sort of my story with it. And so yes, to the moms, it's an interesting thing, I think, because I was talking about this the other day in my stories for those of you that caught it. I was listening to a podcast of someone I really respect. I read his books. I listen to his podcast. He's incredible leader, incredible thought leader. He's amazing. But his podcast was interesting because he was talking about blocking out time to do your business. He was talking about, by the way, okay, he's a man and he doesn't have kids. And he was talking about blocking out time, and he's talking about, and even if you have kids, like, you can do this because you just tell your kids, listen, mommy needs some time right now. So, okay. And it was interesting because I thought to myself, see, here's the thing. That's true. That can work depending on your season of life as a mom or as a parent. So for me right now, if my kid walks in, unless they're burning the house down, which is highly likely today, but I can say, like, okay, hold on, mommy's not alive. Give me a second. And they'll listen because they're of the age of being able to understand that. When I started my business 7 years ago, when I got serious about it, that would not have worked. They were like, there was no way I could be like, okay, mommy's going to need some time. I mean, so, sometimes when we listen, like, for example, I'm listening to this guy who I love, by the way, he's amazing. But it's like, you can just hear the mom laughter everywhere. Like, that's cute. But moms of little ones, no, you can't actually say that to a kid. So depending on your season of life, some of the tips that you hear out there, it's not to say it's not a good tip that he was sharing. It's just, it depends on who you are, right? Like, that might work. It works for every man, because let's face it, any man can say that and that's going to be fine because the kid's going to go to the mom. But, for a mother, you have little kids, you can't do that. Can you still build a business from home? Yes. Can you still have a successful business from home with little ones? Yes. That's what I did. And that's what so many moms on our team do. But I think it's hard when we're looking to other people for inspiration or motivation or all the things. And the thing is that their situation might be very different. Their kids might be older, or they might have a nanny, or their kids, whatever the situation is, so it's different, right? So just remember that I that's from my heart to yours, to all the moms of little ones, that you're just in a different season of life right now. And not to say it's not possible, but you can't block time. Like, that's not going to happen. And I mean block, like, okay, from 11 to 12, I'm going to, What you have to do is work in power pockets. So power pocket works whether you're a mom of little ones, a mom of school age, not a mom, doesn't matter. Power pockets is like, that's your jam when you work from home. Because what you can do is, when you've got 15 minutes, that's a power pocket. So your kids are down for a nap, or your kids are eating a snack, or your kids are watching a show, or your kids are playing on the floor. And whether it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, doesn't matter. That's your power pocket. That's your moment to get work done. So thanks for joining, you guys. I am going to get to all the questions in the chat, so you can keep dropping the questions in the chat. We're talking all things working from home on Business Tip Tuesday. So that's your moment in those power pockets. Like, that's a question a lot of moms will ask me. How do you work your business? How do you set up your day? How do you structure your day? Can you just take us through your day? And it's like, that's why I wanted to share all that with you, because again, it's different for every mom, depending on your season of life, depending on what's going on for you right now. Okay. So my day now is different than when I first started the business. When I first got serious about the business, when my 3 kids were really little, I was not gonna be able to explain to them that mommy's gonna, like, get some work done now, cutie, that, okay, as they need a diaper change and, they're like peeing on the floor, all the things. So that's where power pockets come in. And still now power pockets work, just because it's a way for you to build your business in those little, we used to say, like, English muffin business. I feel like when I first started, that's what we would call it. It's our English muffin business in the pockets of our day. And now we got a little more refined and we just say power pockets. Okay. So that was what we used to say, was English muffin business. So a cuter way, I guess, to say it is power pockets. And I've worked a power pocket in my car. I've worked a power pocket in my bathroom. I've worked a power pocket in my, kitchen, living room, outside. I don't care where I am. So it's any moment of time where, like, okay, here we go. And what can you do in that time? Now, during that time, what's important is your power pocket is not like, let me get on social media and just scroll, right? It's focused things. It's focused activities that's going to advance your business. That's the next piece to it. It's inviting somebody to, maybe you have a challenge coming up, depends on what you do. Maybe inviting someone to take a look at your business opportunity, whatever it is, it's like focused time on that. As opposed to, that's not the moment to, let me pull up a training and watch a training right now. Let me pull up a good YouTube video on something and work on my mindset. It's not the moment, not in your power pocket. Your power pocket is that little brief window of time you get throughout the day. Oh, hi, here she found me. I already told everybody I'm live, but I told them you were baking brownies. How's it going?
Good. I finished making everything in the batter. I just need it to be poured in and go.
Do you need help pouring it in?
I can
Like
have
out of-
Daddy do it. I can have do it.
You know, Daddy do it? Either figure it out or bring it up. Can you bring it up? Or I could go down, I guess, with the thing, but
Okay.
I can come down if you want. Sorry, she's baking brownies. Do you want me to come down, Brooke?
I don't care.
You just need to pour it in the pan, right? Okay, so we have, this is what I told. This is the real life right here, so. And sometimes your power pocket, we were discussing power pockets. Sometimes your power pocket's gonna get interrupted because your kid is making brownies from scratch. I'm so proud of her. She's making brownies from scratch. And she just needs a little help, and I don't know. Okay, she's doing good. What do we have? All right, we're gonna get back to Business Tip Tuesday in 1 second. Brooke. Okay, where's the pan, honey?
The pan is over.
All right.
How are you today so far?
My God. So my first Business Tip Tuesday is going well, you guys. Okay, here.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm
It's
sorry.
perfect, honey. I had told everybody you were baking brownies, and actually it looks really good. So Brooke has made brownies from scratch, if you're tuning in late, and we didn't have boxed brownies, so she pulled out a nice recipe book. This recipe I used to make back when I actually used to bake. Okay, honey.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna spread it
Mhm.
around the pan, okay? Like that? Okay, look at her, good brownies. You good otherwise, or do you need me for anything else?
I think I'm good.
Okay, you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Does it have to be flat?
Not flat, just, okay.
Sorry
Okay,
for interrupting.
no problem, honey, you can anytime. Come back up and find me if you need me. Okay. Oh, we got, now I got the hubbies also. Where is he?
Perfect.
Okay, so let me go hide in my closet. So this is going well. If you're watching this replay, I apologize. You're like, God, who is this chick? All right. I'm sweating too. Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. Next time, if I do this again, I'll try to do it a little better. Okay. Where were we? What were we talking about? Let's get to some questions, I guess, because we've discussed power pockets. We've discussed depending on your seasons of life. What do we talk about? Okay. This is how I work my business, though, seriously. It's just a revolving door, people coming in. It's crazy. But that's what it is. So you just got to embrace it. I always say embrace the chaos, and that's what you got to do. All right. I'm going to scroll, and I'm going to look at the questions. Thanks, you guys, for hanging with me while I apparently had to bake some brownies here. And if you have any questions about working from home or building business on social media, anything like that, that is my specialty. My specialty is building a business around chaos. So as you can see, okay, now I saw some questions. I'm just trying to get to them. Okay, here we go. Some Energy Together asked, can I solely do social media and reach get 2.5, or do I have to step outside? Oh, you can totally just do social media. Yeah, absolutely. That's all I've done is social media. I have a whole team that's done social media and reached top achievers. Get 2.5, Mill 7.5, Prez team, 20K Prez. So yeah, you can absolutely. If that's what you want to do, that's the thing. Like, you have to decide what you like to do. You know, not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody has the desire to build on social media. Not everybody has like wants to put in the effort that it takes, and you have to decide that for yourself. You know what? For me, let me plug back in because Lauren knows my phone will go dead next. I keep thinking I hear kids. I hear footsteps. For me, I love it. I love social media. I loved it before I started to build my business on social media. As a stay-at-home mom, for me, it provided an outlet. It provided like human interaction with people. It provided everything that we're all experiencing now in quarantine. It has provided for me since I became a mom. Or since I became a mom on social media. So I've just always loved it. And then once I decided to start building my business, I could see the power of it because I know the connections I have felt and made through it. My son's playing basketball. I don't know if that's super distracting. I don't know if that's super distracting or it's just loud to me right now. What are we talking about? Okay. But the answer is yes, of course. You can build your business to get to 5 with social media. You can build your business with Get to 5 doing shake parties, during fit camps. Obviously now they'd have to be virtual right now, but you can build your business with any way that you choose as long as it's within the that we stay within the foundation, the rules, the regs, all the things. Yeah, like let it fly. There's no one way. There's people having success in all the different ways, and for sure you can do it with just social media too. Absolutely. So for me, I love it. It's so fun to me. I work incredibly hard. I work like all day, but in power pockets, but I love it. It's the most fun ever. I love all of it. I love every piece of it. My phone's going to dead. All right, let me keep going. Thanks for the question. And I like it. I appreciate it. Any other questions, drop them in the chat. Oh, you saw me speak. Nita_Bobby. I seen you speak at an STS in New York City, and you're definitely inspiring. Thank you so much. And I loved going to New York City, even though I'm a Red Sox fan. I absolutely loved it. And what I love is where I live in Rhode Island, I can take the train. So I got to take the train. I've done that twice now recently, going to New York City on a train. And it's just the best way to travel. Train travel to me is better than any other type of travel. But I loved being there with you guys. It was amazing. Such a good crew out there. Just incredible. So thank you so much. I hope I get to be out there with you guys again sometime. It was amazing. And it's still, actually, I have my gift right over here. That's how I got my first Gucci. My Gucci. I own Gucci. You guys gave me a perfume. And I love it. I spray it and I feel like I'm so fancy. I love it. Okay, so next question. Any other questions? You guys keep dropping them in the chat if you have any questions on building your business from home. This is a great time to get them answered, okay? Okay, there's so much happening right now for some reason. Isn't it funny how life can be so quiet, nothing happening, and then all of a sudden, when you really are trying to focus, there's a lot happening. All right, next question. Steve is asking, what is your DMO to find new preferred members on Instagram? Okay, so if you're not part of my company and you're like, what's a DMO? That's like a daily method of operation. What's that? That is a way to build your business. So what the question is like, what are you doing to build your business to find new preferred members as a discount customer on Instagram? So right now, everything for me and in general, everything's going down in the Insta stories and of course the DMs, but Insta stories really is where it's at more than posting. Like it's, post, but that's not where the business is actually happening in your post. What's happening in the Insta stories is a place for you to, your people. Oh my God. What's happening here? Okay. What's happening? Okay. So the Insta story is a place for people to get to know you, right? People will buy from someone they know, like, and trust. So on Instagram, it's strangers, right? There's a lot of strangers out there, but they can become friends. But they can become someone that you know and they know. And how do they do that? Through the Insta stories. That's where you build the connection. It goes down in the Insta stories. And so that is where, that's how I get new clients, I get new coaches, all of my business that's happening. I'm getting a lot from Instagram, more than Facebook now. I was originally mostly Facebook, and then I resisted Instagram for so long. I know I'm speaking to the choir, talking to the choir here, preaching to the choir, because all of you guys are obviously on Instagram, but if you haven't actually jumped in to build on Instagram, you're just like creeping on here and hanging out and not actually getting in the game. I can't tell you enough to get in the game because it's so fun. I resisted for so long. I was on Instagram but did nothing. I wasn't doing anything with it. And I would try and I'd be like, I don't get it. It's not fun. I don't like it. And I would run back over to Facebook. And finally I forced myself, like, Lisa, you know how this works. Okay, if anyone's ever been an athlete, I mean, yeah, there's things you got to learn, but the best way to learn is get in the game. Get in the game, make mistakes, whatever, and like get up to bat, right? Because that's the only way that you're actually gonna like hit a home run, okay? So the only way you're gonna get on base is like get up to bat. So I know that. I played softball my whole life. So it was like, all right, Lisa, just like force yourself to go up to bat, get on Instagram and stay there and force yourself. And that's how I started to learn it. And that's how I started to love it. I prefer Instagram over Facebook any day. It's just so fun to me. Now it's been a couple of years on Instagram, but don't make the same mistake I did and don't wait just to get up to bat and jump in. And if you haven't even started the business yet, oh my gosh, like start. Sorry, it's a lot of talking out there. So how the question is what's my DMO to find new on Instagram? So people watch my stories. Yeah, they're looking at posts, but the most thing is they're looking at my stories. The thing is that it's going to take somebody at least, I don't know. I mean, you can comment if you're someone who's become my coach or client, like how long did you watch me for? How long did you stalk me for? People are watching for a while. So that's why it's so important not to wait another day, because it's going to take about 6 months for someone to watch you, to get to know you, like you, trust you, and make a decision about like, yeah, you know what? I'm in. You don't know that's happening. They're not telling you that. They're just watching, quietly watching. So people I'll have like, oh, I've been watching you for da-da-da. I've been watching you for, and it's a long time. I have some people, I've become preferred members, and it's fascinating sometimes they'll message me and I'll look back and they might have asked me a little something a year ago. And they just a year ago they weren't ready or whatever was the case. So I mean, sometimes it's a long time, right? And so that's why it's time like now. Like this is for a stranger. Obviously, if it's someone you know, a center of influence, that doesn't take time. Like if it's your friend, neighbor, family member, whatever, they know who you are, so they don't need time. They know, like, and trust you, right? So they could just get started right away. But a perfect stranger doesn't typically just like, yes, I'm in. They don't know anything, right? So you got to show up. This is how I do it. I show up every day. I'm in my stories, and I'm just sharing. I mean, I could do a whole live on how to do all that, but that's a whole nother talk. Because in the stories is, you don't want to just puke about your business, just puke about like, some people do it so wrong. It's fascinating, actually. Try to be a human about it. Like, just think about, what do you like to see when you're in someone's stories? Like, what keeps you engaged? What keeps you entertained? What keeps you educated on things? What kind of things do you want to see, right? And it's different for everybody. I want to see something different than probably a lot of people in here. And that's okay. So I do my stories the way I do them because of the person I am. And if it doesn't appeal to everybody, well, that's okay, because I'm not looking to appeal to everybody. I'm looking to work with people that I want to work with. Whether it's a client or a coach on the team or whatever. So definitely, if you want to build on Instagram, you need to be showing up in your stories every single day. And you need to be consistent about that every day. It's not twice a week. It's not 3 times a week. It's not 6 days a week. It's every day. It's consistent. And for me, it's easy, even though when it's like, some days you're just like, or whatever. But it's easy in the sense that, well, this is how I build my business. So I don't know. I mean, like, if you have a job, would you just choose not to go to your job that day? I know right now it's a little bit different, but do you know what I'm saying? So for me, it becomes easy in that sense because this is how I build my business. So yeah, that's how I get people who are interested in becoming a preferred member, a discount customer, becoming a client, all the things, it's through consistency. It's through showing up. If you're just joining, we're talking all things building a business from home, working from home. Drop your questions, and I'm going to get to all of them. Thank you for joining. So you just got to keep showing up. The other thing is, I don't care what I've said this, look, this is I think we're, 7.5 years I've been saying this, and I've been saying it. I'm just going to say, I don't care what business you have. I don't care what your way of building a business is. You need to be on social media. And whether you realize it or not, you are on social media. So it's time to level up, and it's time to start thinking differently. Because, I literally 7 years ago started to say this, like, every business should be on social media. Why? Well, first of all, it's free. They'll start there. Second of all, it's where everybody is, right? They're walking around with their phones in their hands all the time. So if you have a tool that's completely free and is in everybody's hand, why wouldn't you show up on it? And I don't care if you're in my company and you do fit camps, you do shake parties, you do nutrition club. I don't care what the method is, it doesn't matter. Why wouldn't you use social media to enhance everything that's happening? So my father was a blueberry farmer. And when I realized like this power of social media, I was like, Dad, you've got to get on Facebook. This is pre like Instagram. We were just kind of doing the Facebook thing at that time. And he's like, Lisa, I'm a farmer. Like, why would I ever get on Facebook? I'm like, Dad, this is why. Because you have a business. I don't care if it's a farm. I don't care if it's a business, right? To pick your own blueberry farm. That's what he had. It's a business, and social media is free, and it's a way to reach people for free quickly at the drop of a hat. My father used to do these mailings. He would mail out postcards, stamp, lick the stamp, mail them, put the label on for the address to every single one of his customers. That's how they would know they're open for the season. And every year for 30-something years, my father did this. And I'm like, Dad, just try it. So he sets up his little blueberry page, Maycomer's Blueberry Farm, the page is there. And the day it ever happened that a customer rolled up to the farm and he was like, whoa, that's weird. I didn't, like, because he usually does his mailing or whatever. And he hadn't done it yet. And they showed up and he just was doing, his early opening thing. And he was like, how did you know I was open? Like, and he was like, oh, we saw it on Facebook. And you could see my father's like brain, boom, 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 boom. And he's like, I'm in. I'm like, I told you. Like, even a blueberry farm, a small blueberry farm, right? Family ran small farm out in the boonies, boom, Facebook. So I don't care what your business is. And I don't care, like, none of it matters. I don't care your age. I don't care your demographic. I don't care where you live. I don't care what your business is. You should be on social media and you should be using it. Okay, no matter what. And again, in our company, it can enhance whatever you're doing. It will enhance what you're doing. Don't allow it to distract you from what you're doing if that's not your main way to build your business, but let it enhance what you're doing. But I could just do a whole hour live about that. So let's get to the next question. Okay. Thanks, guys, for joining and hanging with me on Business Tip Tuesday, where we got a lot happening. Brownies cooking. Mom life. Thank you for understanding when I had to go bake some brownies. Yes, you want to pick my brain and get tips, pick my brain, this is the moment on Business Tip Tuesday. This is a little bit easier because then everyone can learn together, as opposed to like when I'm in the DMs with people, it's hard because it's one person at a time. And besides that, it's very time consuming for me. It's not as effective because not everybody can learn together. So it's way easier to drop it in here. Thank you so much. Okay, next question. Margie's asking, hi, what would you say are the top 3 things to do on social media to start? And thank you for doing this. Well, thank you. You're welcome. Okay, top 3 things I would do if you're starting on social media. The first thing is, obviously, if you weren't on Instagram, I would tell you to get on Instagram. I have coaches that are not necessarily on Instagram, and they're building a business. So you don't have to be here. You could just do Facebook. Like I already shared, I resisted. I wish I hadn't. I definitely messed up by resisting it. That was a mistake of mine. So if you weren't already here, I would tell you to get here. But you're here because you're watching this. I would, if you haven't yet, you have your account, right? So don't go create a new account. You don't need to be, some different person, different business name, whatever. Your name is who you are. Like that's you. So that's good if you have that going, and then you want to get into your bio and make sure your bio is attractive. Like, you want to tell a little bit of a story in there? Like, who are you? You want people to be able to go to your bio and learn something quickly about you. So The other thing is sometimes people put a little too much fluff in there, and if you don't listen to Angie Lee, she's great, the Angie Lee Show. I learn a lot from her, but as she points out, like, nobody cares that you like turtles, and nobody cares that your favorite color is blue. So, like, get the fluff out of your bio if you got a lot of that happening in there. Work on that. You'll change it. I've changed my bio all the time. Like, this is not a one and done thing. It changes. And also what people want and are looking for change. So that's the thing with social media is you have to stay flexible. You have to always be adapting because it changes and it changes quickly. It makes it fun and exciting. It's never boring, but it's also, that's the reality of it. But isn't that the reality of the world we live in right now? It's 2020. Things are moving fast. Things are moving faster than ever. And if you're not willing to adapt and you're not willing to change, you are going to be left on the side of the road. So what do you want? And I'm the first person that, like, I like old school. I like pen and paper. I like the simple things in life. Like that's me for sure. So I get it if that's how you feel too. But at the same time, in certain areas of our life, we got to get to it. We got to level up on it, because it's just the world we live in. I mean, you want to still take your horse and buggy to the store, or you want to take a car? Like, what do you want to do, right? The car is going to beat you to the store. So anyway, side rant on that. Okay, so the next thing I would do, the question was, what are the top 3 things to do on social media to start your business? That's some of the things. The other thing I would do is get into your Insta stories every day. And get in your Insta stories every day. And then when you're in your Insta stories, flip the camera on you. Now, I know this is hard. I have coaches who, especially when they start, this is super scary. I get it. I still now, I'm like, oh my God. Sometimes I'm like, what did I just say? What am I doing? What? So I know it's not easy. I'm not going to tell you it's easy to do. And for some of us, it's harder than for others, but it's important to do. Why? Because that's how you create that connection. I mean, if every day you just took a picture of a shaker cup, why would I ever be interested in reaching out to you about being my coach and like helping me with feeling better nutrition, losing weight, when I just saw some like half drank nasty shaker cup? You know what I mean? Like, talk to me. Like, oh my gosh, you guys. So I was like, 3 babies later, I had the mommy pooch. I didn't know what I could do. I didn't know if I was just destined to have that forever. I was 4 months postpartum, still wearing maternity pants. Anybody else or just me? Yeah. So finally I just made a decision. It was time to do something about this. I got started and got serious on my Herbalife nutrition plan. Wow. I've dropped 47 pounds. I'm down to a size 2. I feel incredible. I feel so good. I have energy. I love it. I love how good I feel. I've now maintained that for 7 years. So I'm fired up, you guys. If anyone wants to join me on this journey, you want to join me, you want to level up with me, let's do this thing. Reach out to me. Go ahead, send me a message right now. Reach out to me and let's do it. I'd love to chat with you more and talk to you about your goals. That's it, right? Like, do you see how you're connecting with somebody? You're just talking. You're going to mess up? Yeah. You're going to stumble on words? Yeah. Oh, that's going to happen for sure. You're going to be probably pretty bad at first, right? Because that's just what it is. But talk to people, connect with people that they want to see your face. They want to connect with you. So not everything has to be talking. And by the way, again, I could have a whole nother live about Insta stories, because if you're just talking heads, like, people are just not listening if it's too much. So there's a balance there, but they do want to see you. So that would be the other thing I would say when you're starting your business or wherever you're at in your business, is to get into your stories every day, to be consistent about it and talk. By the way, it doesn't have to be about Herbalife if that's your business or whatever your business is. It could be about, oh my gosh, you guys, I just got this new pen and I love it. Look at this thing. It is the best pen you're ever going to have in your life. I absolutely love it. It's got this cork thing on the side. It's super soft in your hands. I just love everything about it. I can't even get enough of it, right? It's like about anything. Doesn't matter what it's about, but get in there and talk, okay? So that's what I would say to start as far as social media goes, is just to get in there, get up to bat, right? Be part of the game, because that's how you start to learn. You don't have to spend all day watching other people's stories, but it'll give you some ideas. The other thing is, sometimes we watch people's stories and we can get stuck because we're watching and we're like, I'm not exactly like that person, so I don't know how to show up in my stories. So it can actually mess with you a little bit. It's fine if you're watching people's stories for inspiration, but remember, you are who you are. So you're going to show up the way you show up, and that's okay. That's fine. That's perfect. The way you show up is perfect. So you go to other people for inspiration, but don't get stuck there. So yeah, that's what I would do. Get in your bio, clean up your bio, make it look better, make your picture better. By the way, your bio picture needs to be you, right? A picture of you. It's not a picture of your dog. It's not a picture of a pretty sunset. It's not even a picture of like your husband, your spouse, your wife, whatever. Like, it's you. It's who you are. That's who people want to see, especially strangers who don't know who you are, right? This is not Facebook world. This is Instagram. They don't know who you are. And then quite frankly, they don't really care what your dog looks like in your biopic. What they want to see is you, who you are. So make sure your picture's there. Clean up that bio, get in your stories every single day. And then if you haven't done a post, like, just do a post. Doesn't have to be about your company necessarily, but do some type of post. Just do it. Like, just do it. It's gonna be bad. It's probably gonna be bad, right? That's what it is. It is for all of us. No one starts out good. It's gonna be bad, but imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. Okay, so showing up and not perfect is better than not showing up at all. Okay, thank you for the question. Let's keep going. All right, let's keep going. Thanks so much for joining in, you guys. And if you have any questions about working from home, building a business, I'm going to get to as many questions as I can while we're here. Before I get interrupted again, we shall see. I hope my daughter set the timer for the brownies. She did, right? She must have. She's seen me do that enough. Or she'll tell Alexa to set a timer. Okay, we're good. Okay, more questions. Next question is, if you're just joining, welcome. Thank you for hanging out. We're talking working from home, building a business from home. I've done it now for over 7 years, from home, around 3 kids. Always done it from social media. So any questions you have on building a business on social media, starting your business, whatever, drop it in the comments and I'm going to get to it. Next question is, Elise, hippie at heart, love it. How do you organize? That's good. How do you organize like your power pockets? Okay. How do you leave your phone? Oh, this is a good one. How do you leave your phone alone to spend time with your family but not be absent from your business? Oh my gosh. Thank you for asking this question. So good. Okay, everyone get that question. I want to talk to you about, I will answer all of these. We got 3 questions here, but how to leave your phone alone to spend time with your family but not be absent from your business. Now, I usually like to, when I tell someone about this, I like to show my phone, but I can't because I'm using it. But this was the game changer for me. It changed my life forever. So when I made the decision to get serious about my business, I've built it all from home, built it all through social media. Obviously, that means there's a lot happening in my phone. And what I realized quickly was, for me to be getting notifications all day long, I can't. Like, it's distracting. I'm never going to be a good mom. I'm never going to be able to be with my family without my phone blowing up all the time. So what I did was I shut all my notifications off. Everything's off. As far as on my screen, this is when I usually like to show it. On my screen, nothing gets through except for a text or a phone call. So, and all my business happens in the DMs, in the PMs, like 99.9%. I do a little bit of texting, but not much. Most of it's 99.9% is in the apps. And I have everything, all my notifications shut off. Telegram shut off, everything. So I don't see anything. If I were to now show you my home screen, what you're going to see is my 3 kids, my 3 cute kids, at my blueberry farm, at my family's blueberry farm. That's what you're going to see. That's it. Hello? I thought someone was coming. So that's what you're going to see. And it was totally saved me, because now, what used to happen before is my phone was down there and I'm like cooking dinner, or I'm helping the kids with something and my phone's near me. I could see it like blowing up. And of course, like, I love to work my business. I love it. It's so fun to me. I could work 24/7. I love it. There's that. Then there's I like to get back to people. I don't like to keep people waiting. I want to get back to them. So, oh my gosh, what does Jen need? She has a question. I want to answer Jen. Like, so, it was so distracting. And then I realized, if I shut all my notifications off, now I choose when to work. And that has changed everything for me, because it was really overwhelming, really stressing me out that I was not always that I could see all that. So if you haven't done that on your phone, do it. Now what happens is once I swipe in, well, now I can see I have 48 messages here, 382 in Telegram. I can see where all my stuff is, and now I choose like, okay, I'm ready. Where am I going to start? I'm going to start at this, and I go into one, doom, 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 and now I choose. And it's beautiful because even when I choose to go in, if I don't get to all the things, I've gotten into one, now a kid comes in, they need something, something's happening, and I walk away. I didn't just see all my notifications still. I still don't know what's going on in there. I don't know what fires have to go get put out. I don't know who I have to get back to. I don't know anything yet. Because when I was knowing all that, it was like, so that's a big one. Shut the notifications off. And then you choose when you go into your phone. You choose when it's power pocket time. You choose when you go to work. You choose when you get the kids to bed and now you go get work done. That's how I do it. Okay, how do I organize like my power pockets? So anyone that was on in the beginning talking about power pockets, it's just those moments of time during your day when you have 15 minutes, 10 minutes to work a bit your business. That's your moment. So how do I organize it? Like I was saying, it really depends on your season of life. So if you have young kids, you can't decide during the day when you're going to work a power pocket. You can say like, okay, during their nap, power pocket. Okay, or they're playing right now on the floor, having like independent playtime. I might get 15 minutes power pocket. Then later on in life, new season of life, it's like school-aged kids, not when they're homeschooling, but, or if they're homeschooling and they are kind of got themselves together. All right, I got 20 minutes right now. Honey? Brooke? In my sleep now. They always find you, don't they? Okay. So it's a little bit different, right? In this season of life, it can be a little bit different. So I would say it depends on your season of life that you're in, especially, if you're a mom, you're not a mom, whatever. And how I organize is just, I'm super clear on my goals. I'm very clear at the beginning of the month what I want to achieve. I break it down from the month. I break it down into weekly goals. I break it down into daily goals. So I'm clear on what I want to achieve. Therefore, when it's power pocket time, like I'm pretty clear on what I need to do. So I got 15 minutes. I'm not just like, let me just see what's going on, da-da-da kind of thing. I'm not saying those moments are fine to have, but not during a power pocket. Not when it's like business building time. That's your moment to go. I got my sister Colleen. Actually, I don't know if she's on right now, but she is a millionaire team member heading into something higher than that. And she has 2 kids that are 2 and 7 months old. And so she builds the business from home, always has. And she likes to call it like the nap time hustle. So she'll work her nap time hustle while the kids go to bed, go to take a nap. And she's like, hey, nap time hustle time. And she does her power pocket, which might be 30 minutes or whatever she can get done. Okay, so that's how I do that. Thanks for joining, you guys. All right, let's see a couple more questions. All right, did we get them all? I think we got them all. Awesome. All right, well, thanks for tuning in, you guys, to Business Tip Tuesday. I hope that this was helpful. I maybe will come on again next Tuesday, and I hope I got all these questions, because what happens is I always miss questions. I don't know why. Later on, I'm like, I didn't see that. So I'm going to scroll one more time, make sure, because I want to try to answer everything. But I hope that this was helpful for you guys, and I will try to do it on the Business Tip Tuesday. I know there's so much we could talk about, you guys. There's so much to cover. But at the same time, I just want to leave you with, while there is so much to cover, at the same time, the best way to learn is to get in the game. I can't say it enough. I started to do online weight loss challenges a little over 7.5 years ago. At that time, nobody was doing that. Like an online weight loss challenge, an online challenge. What are you, nuts? And it was out of necessity because I was a stay-at-home mom in a small town and hubby at work 6-7 days a week. Yeah, I got to do them online because I can't get there in person. I don't have the money to get a babysitter, and this is what it is. So I decided to just figure it out. How? By doing it. That's how. And so it's funny now, like through the years, I'll get 18,000 questions about how to do an online weight loss challenge, and I'm happy to answer. It's fine. I don't mind answering. It's just, I had no one to ask. I just figured it out. The best way to learn is to go and do it. That's the best way. It's the best way every single time. You can listen to me tell you all day long about things, about the best way to show up in your stories, or show up in your stories, turn the camera on you, blah, blah, all that thing. But until you do it, it's just at some point, you know, you have to get over the fear of all those things and just jump in. It's like jump and spread your wings, grow your wings on the way down. That's the best way to do it. Like, so I know that the biggest thing for people is fear, having the fear and having doubt and insecurity and all those things. I know because I had it too. And that is the biggest thing that holds people back. It's like, why aren't you in your stories? That's why. Why aren't you doing a post? That's why. Why aren't, you know, all the things. It's like, that's why, right? And that was it for me too. Same exact thing. When I started was exactly the same. So much fear. And I'm not saying it's all gone away, fear, doubt, all the things, but, you know, it gets a little bit easier. But that's the thing. And then, so sometimes what we want to do is we just want to consume, right? We want to consume trainings. I want to watch more stories because I got to learn a little bit more. And I want to watch this training about this. And I'm going to read another book. I got to listen to this podcast. And I'm going to listen to a few more things. But really, it's just, and I'm going to disguise that as work, right? And I'm going to like say I worked my business. Because actually I'm afraid of reaching out, inviting someone to a challenge, inviting someone to take a look at the business opportunity. You know, I'm fearful of that. That's what happens to people, you know, or I don't have the perfect caption. I don't have the perfect angle. I don't have the perfect picture. I don't have the perfect way to get my stories. And the best thing to do is jump. Just jump in, cannonball in, you know, just, it's going to be not the perfect pose, not the perfect invite, not the perfect stories. It's like all of us, it's not perfect at first. In fact, now it's fun. I have a chat with our top achievers and every once in a while we like to drop in. Oh my gosh, when it shows up in our memories, our first posts, they were so bad. All of us reached top achievers through social media. And yet our posts were so bad. 2 likes, 1 was our mom's, you know, they're like horrendous. And so it just goes to show you, you know, we all start at the beginning. We all start that way. We all start with fear. We all start with insecurity and doubts and all of those things, but we started and we kept going. And that's the thing to remember, especially with social media, you know, and to just be you. Be who you are. You don't need to be somebody else. Just think about all the different people on social media showing up in all different ways. And all you need to be is who you are. That's the key to it. It was when you're trying to be somebody else, it comes off inauthentic. It comes off weird. And that's why you're not having fun, because you're trying to like maybe be somebody else and have someone else's voice. Be you, you know, have your voice, show up as you are, be your authentic self. That's what people need. And you will find people. You will. And I know that the fear is like, well, who's going to be interested in me? Like who's going to like what I have to say? And I still feel this way now too, you guys. So I get it. Even now, I've built a very successful business. I still have those thoughts. Like, but what I know is I have to tell myself to shut up. Like, shut up, Lisa. Okay, stop. Go sit in the corner, little Lisa. Like, stop. Okay, because it's like, who's gonna want to hear from me? I have this terrible Rhode Island accent. I'm some stay-at-home mom with 3 kids. I wear hoodies. Sometimes I wear small bikinis. You know, my hair's a mess. Like all the things. And it's like, who's going to want to listen to me? But again, that's when I have to just put the fear aside and do it anyway. So that's my heart to yours is to just face the fear and do it anyway. And it won't always be easy, but it's going to be worth it for you. And this is the most beautiful time ever to have a business. This is the most beautiful. And if you're in my company, wow. It's the most incredible, beautiful time ever to be part of this company. There's so much happening and it's just unbelievable. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. And I will see you in my stories. And I will see you on my next Business Tip Tuesday. Bye, guys. Have an amazing day.